Captain America, Shadows of the Past. Chapter 1. The Storm Returns. Rain fell over Brooklyn like a curtain, each drop echoing against the asphalt. Steve Rogers stood on a rooftop, shield strapped to his back, eyes scanning the city below. A sense of unease had settled over the city, a darkness that felt familiar. His instincts weren't wrong. Deep in the subway tunnels, a dormant HYDRA cell had reawakened, building something powerful enough to change the world. As Steve descended into the underground labyrinth, memories of his old battles came rushing back, the faces of friends and foes alike, the endless fight for justice. But there was no time to dwell. Every step brought him closer to the heart of the threat. Chapter 2. The Leviathan Device. The air grew thick with the smell of oil and metal. Masked operatives moved with precision, guarding a massive device that pulsed with energy. Its hum was mechanical yet alive, a reminder of HYDRA's terrifying ambition. Steve watched from the shadows, analyzing, calculating. One wrong move could trigger disaster. But hesitation was not an option. With a burst of speed, he launched into action, shield first. The room exploded into chaos, sparks flying, metal clanging, and HYDRA operatives tumbling. Each strike Steve delivered carried decades of experience and unbreakable resolve. Yet the device's energy escalated, threatening to tear the entire subway apart. Steve knew he had to act, fast. Summoning all his strength, he jammed his shield into the core, channeling his power into stopping the Leviathan. A blinding explosion lit the tunnels. When the smoke cleared, the device lay in ruins, HYDRA operatives unconscious. The city had been saved. For now. Chapter 3. Shadows of the Past. Emerging from the tunnels, Steve took a moment to look over the quiet city. The rain had stopped, leaving streets glistening under the moonlight. But peace was fleeting. HYDRA was relentless. Steve's mission was far from over. The storm within him, memories, duty, sacrifice, was a reminder that the battle against darkness never truly ended. He whispered to himself, gripping his shield, "Every day is a fight, and as long as I stand, they'll never win." With that, Captain America disappeared into the night, ready to face whatever new threat lurked in the shadows. Chapter 4. Betrayal. Within Brooklyn's skyline was quiet, but danger always hides in the shadows. Steve returned to the Avengers' safe house, only to find a familiar face waiting. Sam Wilson, his closest ally in the fight for justice. But something felt off. Sam's eyes flickered with hesitation, and a strange tension filled the room. "Steve, I need to tell you something," Sam said, voice low. "HYDRA, they have someone on the inside." Steve's heart sank. He knew the fight was never just about brute force. HYDRA thrived on deception. "You?" Steve asked carefully, scanning Sam's expression. "No, not me." Sam shook his head. "Someone we trusted, someone close to you." The revelation hit Steve like a punch. His friend from the old super soldier program, Bucky Barnes, had been manipulated by HYDRA. The Winter Soldier, brainwashed once again, stood as a silent threat, ready to strike. Steve clenched his fists. "Then I'll stop him, no matter what it takes." Chapter 5. The City Under Siege. HYDRA's plan escalated. Explosions ripped through Brooklyn, alarms blaring across the city. Citizens ran for cover, and the chaos grew. Captain America moved swiftly, his shield deflecting debris and bullets alike. But HYDRA wasn't just after destruction. They wanted him broken, emotionally and physically. In the heart of the chaos, Steve found Bucky. Memories of their past, friendship, brotherhood, battles fought side by side, flooded his mind. "Bucky, fight it!" Steve shouted, deflecting a blast meant for a civilian. For a moment, Bucky hesitated, the Winter Soldier's mask flickering with conflict. HYDRA's control wasn't total, but the fight wasn't over, and Steve realized the enemy's plan was bigger than he imagined. He called for reinforcements, rallying allies, determined to save both the city and his friend. Chapter 6. Clash of Titans. The final confrontation erupted in HYDRA's underground fortress. Machines hummed with power, walls cracked under gunfire, and shadows danced with every flash of lightning from broken panels. Steve faced Bucky alone. Shields clashed, fists collided, and memories clashed with brainwashed fury. "Bucky, you're stronger than them! You're not their weapon!" Steve pleaded, parrying an attack. Bucky faltered, confusion in his eyes. Steve pressed on, taking every risk to reach the friend he once knew. The turning point came when HYDRA's leader activated a massive energy cannon. Steve realized the device could destroy half the city. He made a split-second choice: shield Bucky from the blast, taking the brunt himself. Sparks and fire erupted, and time seemed to slow. When the smoke cleared, HYDRA's forces were defeated, the device destroyed. Bucky collapsed, free from control, while Steve, though battered, stood tall, holding his shield. "I promised I'd protect you. All of you," Steve said, breathing heavily, eyes scanning the ruined battlefield. "And I always will." Chapter 7. Sacrifice and Resolve. The city was quiet, too quiet. Smoke curled from the ruins of Brooklyn and the sun began to rise, casting an orange glow over shattered streets. Steve sat on the edge of a broken rooftop, shield resting beside him. Bucky had recovered, but the cost was clear. Friends had fallen, and even victory left scars that could not be erased. "Steve, are you okay?" Sam's voice broke through the silence. Steve shook his head slightly. "I will be, but some battles never really end. Some choices, way heavier than any enemy." HYDRA's leader had escaped during the chaos, slipping into the shadows. Steve knew it wasn't over. HYDRA would return, smarter, deadlier, but he had a plan, a resolve stronger than fear or pain. He rose, gripping his shield, eyes scanning the horizon. "As long as I stand, they'll never win, not while I'm here to fight." It was more than a promise. It was a legacy, one he had carried for decades, and one he would continue to carry. Chapter 8. New Dawn. Brooklyn slowly came back to life. The streets buzzed with the resilience of its people, a testament to courage in the face of darkness. Steve watched from the rooftop, the rising sun reflecting off his shield. The fight against evil would never end, but for now, the city was safe. Bucky joined him, standing silently. No words were needed. Their bond spoke louder than any dialogue. Together, they were more than soldiers. They were symbols of hope. Suddenly, a flicker of movement on a nearby rooftop caught Steve's eye. A figure disappeared into the shadows too quickly to identify. HYDRA was still out there. The war was far from over. Steve tightened his grip on the shield and whispered to himself, "Another day, another fight, but we'll be ready." With that, Captain America leapt into the streets, ready to face whatever threat rose next. A new dawn had begun, and with it, the promise that as long as heroes stood, hope would never fade.